offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way, I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water.
Camila Cardoso's quiet, 8-inch pivot was the kind of gesture most viewers would miss if the broadcast crew hadn't clipped it for replay. The Chicago Sky were down 3 to the Phoenix Mercury with barely 90 seconds on the game clock. Angel Reese had fought her way to perfect post position on the left block, hip low, base wide, defender sealed, and she was calling for the ball the way she always does. One loud clap, elbow high, eyes laser-locked on her point guard. It should have been an automatic entry pass, the textbook first line in a play every front court tandem drilled 1,000 times in college. Cardoso saw the same picture, Reese screaming for the rock. The weak side helped shaded too far toward the nail, a tiny lane barely big enough for a threading bounce feed. For half a heartbeat, Cardoso even shifted the ball to her passing hand, as if she might deliver it. Then the Brazilian center stopped, let the ball rest on her hip, glanced at Reese, and turned her back on the entire action, dribbling out of the paint as the shot clock withered from 9 to 5.
Game 3 for us. Okay, we are still 0-3. Whereas the Los Angeles Sparks, who we just got defeated by, are 2 for 3. Okay, so they won 2 games and lost 1. This game concluded, guys, with the Los Angeles Sparks, the winner, having 91 points, whereas us, the Chicago Sky guys, we only had 78 points. I got to give credit where credit is due. The Chicago Sky overall, we have improved, okay, since being defeated by the Indiana Fever, and then, of course, the other day, us getting defeated by the New York Liberty, okay? It could have got really, really bad for us. Even though this is still, in my eyes, this is considered a blowout. Okay, we lost by 13 points.
No shouting match, no eye roll, no eyerake of blame toward the perimeter guards, just a single, silent refusal. I'm not giving it to you again. In that second, the Sky's seasoned cataract from hopeful chemistry experiment to open-air therapy session. Fans at Footprint Center sounded a low, confused murmur, the kind of collective, that usually follows a missed substitution horn. The Mercury play-by-play crew stumbled over itself. Cardoso passes, actually dribbles at away, before quickly pivoting to praise Phoenix's defensive hustle. But Twitter was already ahead of them. A courtside fan with a decent phone camera had captured Cardoso's look, the flat, resigned shake of the head, the almost imperceptible sigh, and posted it with the caption, "When your teammate keeps bricking." Within 15 minutes, the clip bubbled onto every Hoops account with a blue checkmark.
You had like 11 rebounds today, but you could have had 29. Like, you could have had 30. So sometimes the ball's just coming past you. You're just standing there. Girl, the fashion show was before the game. If it's supposed to be a rival between you and Caitlin Clark and y'all the 2 big dogs in the league, then you need to put the team.
Within an hour, it sat in the top 10 trending videos on TikTok. By the next morning, the moment had been GIF looped, meme stamped, overdubbed, frozen, zoomed, slowed, and spliced next to Angel Reese's most infamous blooper reel for missed layups in 15 seconds against the New York Liberty 2 weeks earlier. To casual fans, the backlash felt like an overreaction to one tense possession late in an otherwise solid rookie campaign. But anyone who has sat courtside in Chicago this year, or who has studied the synergy data, or who has eavesdropped on post-game body language, understands a pivot as something closer to a final verdict. The Cardoso-Reese pairing, sold last spring as a modern Twin Towers renaissance, has been dragging an anchor through the Sky offense since opening night. Cardoso's turn wasn't a flash of frustration. It was the quiet moment when a teammate finally said, "The experiment is over and I opt out." You have to roll all the way back to draft night to appreciate how starkly that single refusal now contrasts with the franchise's original vision.
I'm in my green snuggie because it was we got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky, because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
Against the LA Sparks, who, let's be
April 15th, 2024, was a party in the Sky's draft war room. The ping pong balls delivered perfect symmetry. LSU's national title sensation Angel Reese fell to Chicago at number 3, and South Carolina's championship anchor Camila Cardoso slid to 7 thanks to 2 guard-needy teams above. General Manager Jeff Pagliacca was still high-fiving scouts when social media designers barged in with mock-ups. Reese shouting, Cardoso flexing. A storm of confetti over the words Sky High, Twin Towers 2.0. Local radio hosts called the haul an impossible stroke of lottery magic.
That's what we've been doing all this. We've been having all this back and forth. We've been having all this back and forth over that, over that. That's what we've been comparing to Caitlin Clark. That's what we've been comparing. Are you serious? Are you serious?
But not when you got Angel. Seems like Camila Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese is up there mucking up everything, guys. I've been telling y'all. There's only so much masquerading you can do. There's only so much you can hold up this facade.
I'm struggling to understand the end destination of this journey. I'm struggling to understand the winning that Angel Reese is talking about. Like,
Chicago's offensive rhythm, gone. Their spacing, trashed. Why? Because
Even Vegas felt the pull. Championship odds shifted from 40 to 1 to 16 to 1 by dawn. Somebody did raise a caution flag, and analytics in turn who muttered something about paint congestion in the modern spacing era, but the room was too loud for nuance. Camila's Brazilian fanbase, Angels Bayou Barbie cult, the LSU South Carolina rivalry flipped into a buddy movie script. This was marketing manna, and so the thinking went, an instant interior edge in a league short on true bigs. But the spacing ghosts that in turn tried to summon have haunted every Sky practice since. Here is the hard arithmetic that rarely fits into a highlight reel. Angel Reese, despite her collegiate dominance, arrived in the W with footwork that leaked under pro pressure. Over 37 regular season games, she hit fewer than 43% of her shots within 3 feet of the rim, a number that would spell trouble for a 6-foot guard, let alone a 6'3" power forward who makes her living in the paint. Worse, defenders figured it out almost immediately. In college, where help rotations are a beat slower and the lane is an inch wider, Reese could offset a heavy right-hand lean by hunting offensive rebounds. In the pros, wings close from the weak side like heat-seeking drones. That half-second she spends recalibrating her balance is the half-second that turns a bunny into a flailing reverse caught under the rim. By late May, opposing scouts were yelling the same thing every time Reese caught it on the block. Pack in, show a big body, she'll spin into traffic. Cardoso, meanwhile, emerged exactly as advertised. Huge catch radius, soft touch, agile enough to slip out of Sweden picks and finish lobs. Yet her touches in the paint have never cracked 7 per game because there's rarely enough real estate for both towers to duck in simultaneously. Chicago's over-under line for 3-second violations saved by a last-second kickout became a running joke in some film sessions. The metrics got ugly fast. With Reese on the floor, the Sky's effective field goal percentage sagged toward league bottom. With her on the bench and Cardoso at center, the identical roster leapt nearly 8 points per 100 possessions. Cardoso's screen assist numbers popped, one of the 5 best in the league, when Reese sat, then flatlined when they shared the floor. It became painfully clear that the duo only worked if Reese finished efficiently enough to force doubles. Without that gravity, everything jammed. For a while, Chicago papered over the inefficiency by focusing on hustle optics. After Game 1, the same night Reese pulled 17 boards, Coach Teresa Weatherspoon lauded her rookie's motor in the post-game presser. National outlets repeated it ad nauseum. Motor is the loveliest euphemism in sports. It celebrates effort while politely ignoring outcome. But the romance collapsed in the Liberty game. Down 15 early in the fourth, the Sky forced a miss. Reese grabbed the rebound, led the break, and ended up alone under the basket with nobody within 6 feet. Layup, clang. Self-rebound, rush shot, clang. 2 more near-identical bricks later, the Liberty bench had morphed from stunned to openly giggling. Lisa Salter's sideline hit was trending before the quarter ended. I've never seen anything like that in my 15 years covering the league. That clip, more than any analytic deep dive, turned Reese's poor finishing from a footnote into an identity.
The Chicago Sky just lost to the Los Angeles Sparks by a score of 91-78. And let's be serious here. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that are playing without 2 starters. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that's playing without 2 starters. The Chicago Sky, listen, man. Y'all the worst team in the league, bro. Like, let's just stop playing games. This ain't even let's be funny. I'm not even joking. I'm not smiling. I don't have a single joke for you. The Chicago Sky is trash. You guys are trash.
The internet christened it the Liberty Sequence, and once a basketball play graduates to proper noun status, good luck quarantining it. Inside the locker room, no one needed viral content to feel the drag. Veterans started avoiding skip passes to Reese in early offense because they feared a chase down block or worse, a miss that caroms long and triggers an opponent's breaker. Coaches quietly installed a new trigger set designed to move Reese away from the primary action. Cardoso at the elbow as a passer, Reese camping in the dunker spot to crash the glass without clogging drives. It produced an 11-2 run against Seattle, but TV cameras caught Reese lobbying Weatherspoon mid-timeout for more opportunities on the block. When the rookie star's voice is hot-mic'd across ESPN, the adjustment melts under spotlight heat. The tension simmered until Phoenix. That night, Reese started 0 for 4, 3 of them blocked or altered by below-the-rim hesitation. Cardoso was feasting on short roll lobs, 8 quick points, yet she'd posted her defender for an entry feed just once. Late fourth quarter, Sky down 3, Cardoso finally sealed a mismatch and caught the ball on the left mid-post. Reese clapped for the pass. Cardoso thought for a beat, then made the pivot that might become the still photograph on Chicago's post-mortem report. From that instant forward, every possession told the same story. The Sky no longer trusted their most famous rookie to close plays. Body language is rarely a mainstream statistic, but in elite locker rooms, it's currency. Pro players study shoulders, eye contact, how quickly a teammate volunteers to help a shooter off the floor. Over the next timeout huddle, cameras isolated Cardoso staring straight through Reese's attempt at a pep talk. No nod, no blink, just a distant focus on Weatherspoon's clipboard. During free throws, the sideline feed caught 2 bench guards tapping each other's knees after another 4-spin move miss, as if bracing for the inevitable fast break the other direction. Opponents tune in to that energy. So do sponsors.
It looks like she cannot play. I'm sorry, bro. She's not good. She's not good. She looked like she don't have the hunger. She don't have the want to. She don't have the drive. She don't have that dog in her. Bro, I watched Aaliyah Boston dog walk her ass up and down the floor and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis. She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust. Y'all drafted a bust.
But while Camila's silently trying to salvage her own career by ghosting Reese on the court,
rotational tweak. Angel Reese is the league's second biggest social draw behind Caitlin Clark. Her main feed, TikTok's average, north of 3 million views, more than some WNBA team accounts generate in a month. She sits front row at NBA playoff games, lands beauty brand deals, and sells out a line of Chibe hoodies faster than retailers can restock. Her rookie salary may be a bargain bin $76,000, but her endorsement pipeline approaches $2 million. The Sky benefit through league-wide jersey patch rev share and local activation packages, so benching or trading her siphons cash from multiple budgets. ESPN, which flexed half a dozen Sky games into national windows expressly for Reese content, could exercise a make-good clause if ratings tank. And yet continuing to start a low-efficiency, high-usage forward threatens what coaches call the secret revenue stream. Wins. Wins matter because they protect culture, ticket renewals, even residual hype. Candace Parker's 2021 title parade still echoes in Chicago's South Loop neighborhoods, but fans will trade nostalgia for momentum in a heartbeat. Local polls show season ticket holders split. 61% want Reese benched until improvement shows. 24% support a mid-season trade. 15% say ride it out. There are whispers that corporate seats, usually the last to bail, have started to waver after 2 double-digit home losses where the crowd groaned on every 4 spin. So, what is a franchise to do? Front office decision trees fall into 3 branches. First, stick with the dream and hope Leslie's private skill labs pay off faster than the schedule punishes. Second, slide Reese to a 6th woman role, still 20 minutes a night, but against second units, and unleash Cardoso and 4 shooters in crunch time. Third, trade the larger-than-life rookie, while her marketing halo still blinds enough GMs to fork over draft capital and a 3 and D wing. Each path cuts differently. Staying the course pleases sponsors, but risks another half season of Cardoso's passive-aggressive pivots and a locker room walking on eggshells. Benching Reese would almost certainly bump Chicago's offensive rating. The Twin Tower logjam disappears. Cardoso's usage rises. Shooters rediscover corner space. But benching also invites agent backlash and a PR cycle about burying the star. Trading Reese is the nuclear option. Atlanta and Minnesota reportedly dangled protected firsts, but shipping out the league's most influential rookie is an admission of roster build failure that could haunt a GM longer than a sophomore slump.
What's going on in Chicago, bro? What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody we enjoy, yeah, when Angel Reese get the missing layups, we clown, yeah, we get our
Sparks look suspect a little bit in that first half, but then they come out in that second half ready to roll. Here's the thing. This is a team that is playing without some of their players. They are playing without Ray Burrell. They're playing without Rickea Jackson. And, of course, they're playing without Cameron Brink, who...
Reese herself holds the key. Post-Phoenix, she spoke candidly to reporters. The finishes have to drop, that's on me, and nodded toward the gym. Her work ethic is not in question. Teammates rave about her 6 a.m. shots and extra conditioning. The problem is that layup mechanics don't yield to brute reps alone. Hours of wrong foot floaters or high square targets can cement bad habits, if not overseen by an expert. That's why Leslie's mentorship matters. Leslie has Reese drilling in side-hand flips, glass-only touches, contact-absorbing strides. If the rookie internalizes those angles, every clang transforms into 2 points and a reset shot chart. And it is worth remembering that the league has seen worse rookie shooting foibles repaired. Tina Charles struggled mightily with fitness her first year, became MVP by year 4. Sylvia Fowles couldn't finish through hip contact early, then turned into the single most efficient post scorer of her generation after a vintage year workout program. The difference is noise. Neither Charles nor Fowles carried a social media audience hungry for every slip. In 2025, the algorithm amplifies stumbles at warp speed. Every missed layup becomes 6 tweets, 3 TikToks, a debate segment, and a reply section free-for-all. When Reese blocked influencer at Hardwood Hilarity for posting a rebound stat padding bingo card, the block itself became a trending topic and earned the meme another 2 million impressions. The digital snake eats its own tail. Slump invites mockery. Mockery pressures performance. Performance tightens. Slump deepens. Camila Cardoso, for her part, goes about the storm like a stoic highway worker gripping a snow shovel in a blizzard. She boxes out, sprints floor lines, quietly logs 16 and 10 on a cool 58% true shooting, and almost never posts above 1,000 likes. Her silence isn't PR strategy, it's her personality. But personality doesn't sell jerseys. Results do, and Cardoso's efficiency is the one stat even Reese's loudest fans can't meme away. Which leads us back to that pivotal second in Footprint Center. Ball in her right hand, Cardoso saw Angel sealed, saw the late help creeping over, clocked every coach's voice drilled into her ear about rewarding hustle, and still decided, not this time. She dribbled out, reset, and the sky settled for a contested 30-footer that missed. They lost by 5. Afterward, Cardoso told Sideline Media they needed to trust the pass a little more. She didn't name names. She didn't have to. Will the pair ever recapture the draft night dream? It's possible. Basketball history is littered with rocky rookie duos that figured it out. Kobe and Shaq needed 3 years and a Phil Jackson intervention before morphing from oil and water to 3-peat destroyers. The difference, though, is perimeter gravity. Shaq lived in the paint because Kobe stretched the floor at the elbow. Reese and Cardoso occupy the same kitchen tile, burning the same oxygen. Unless Reese's layup efficiency climbs enough to draw permanent doubles, Cardoso will forever find herself boxed out by her own teammate's defender, and that is the sort of slow-drip frustration you cannot salvage with motivational slogans. So, what happens next? Here is the most likely cadence. The Sky ride the pairing through the next 2 television games because peeling Reese from the starting 5 before a nationally aired rematch with New York would incite talk show carnage. They quietly shave her pick-and-roll touches, funnel her to the short corner, and hope the optics conceal the shift. If the offense pops, if Cardoso averages, say, 20 on 60% shooting while Reese limits herself to putbacks, Chicago's brass will claim tactical victory and plan a summer of skill refinement. If, instead, the team staggers through another week of clanked bunnies and social media flames, the bench move arrives disguised as load management. Trade calls pick up. July 26th, the deadline, becomes a day Chicago fans either dread or celebrate. The only certainty is that cameras will be ready, because this, finally, is what modern sport looks like. One silent backturn captured in 4K can spread faster than a press release and carry more weight than any post-game quote. In 1995, maybe you'd see the pivot on a Monday highlight show. In 2025, you see it, meme it, assign blame, suggest trades, and debate culture within 10 minutes. Progress, chaos, both. And Angel, 23 years old, finds herself balancing 2 scoreboards every night, the one above the basket and the one scrolling mercilessly on her phone. If she figures out how to silence the first, the second will fall in line. Make the layups, trust will return. Trust returns, passes arrive. Passes arrive, spacing breathes. The Twin Towers concept that thrilled Chicago 14 months ago is still possible, but its window is narrowing with each shrug, each midair double clutch, each viral blooper. Camila Cardoso's pivot was the league's biggest hint that nothing lasts forever, not even rookie hype. The ball is, quite literally, in Angel Reese's court now. Finish softly off the glass, and the dream can start again. Force another spin into traffic, and the next highlight clip might feature Cardoso dribbling away for good.